This is Wide Angle with Ashok Vyas. Namaskar, I'm Ashok Vyas, and today is a very special program. The program is about harmony. And harmony starts with yourself. It starts with the way you interact with other members of your family. And that is what results into domestic harmony. There is an organization, interestingly, which is called Domestic Harmony Foundation. And this organization is working tirelessly to help people realize that being nice to each other is something which is the greatest gift that they can give to each other at home. And when people stop offering this gift, that results into a lot of disturbances and a lot of people who have broken hearts, as well as a lot of requirement of special attention. And that's what is provided by Domestic Harmony Foundation. And I have the pleasure of welcoming three wonderful ladies who are dedicating themselves to take care of people who need attention and care. Before we go further, let me welcome Jasia Mirzaji to our studio. Welcome. Jasia ji is Program Coordinator of Domestic Harmony Foundation, and then we have Zubaida Lunat ji. She is board member as well as treasurer, and then also the chairman of the board, Hasina Mopan. Welcome to all of you. While I welcome them, I also want to share and recollect with you that the month of October is very special from this point of view, that America, US government has declared this as Domestic Violence Awareness Month. So we are working with the government, though there have been weeks when there was shutdown of the government. What we want is shut down of all those tendencies that creates disharmony. So let's begin by requesting Zubaida ji first, who has been with the organization right from its inception in 1992. Tell us what is it that made all these group of ladies realize that there is a need of such an organization?
See, in 1992, this Domestic Harmony Foundation came into existence. And this was in response to the growing social, emotional, and psychological needs of the community of the growing South Asian, Middle Eastern, and Muslim community in Long Island. A group of ladies approached us and said that there was some form of abuse, either in their homes or in the friends they knew of. So to make sure that this was existing in our community, we formed a survey, and we did this survey, and we found out that 1 out of every 4 families were facing this kind of a problem.
Where is the place of suffering at home? It is supposed to be our fort against all the sufferings of the world. So when we say domestic violence, Jasia, you are program coordinator for Domestic Harmony Foundation. How do you define what is it that we refer to as domestic violence?
That's a very good question. And to begin with, I appreciate and we really thank you to bring us here on the national television to bring awareness about domestic violence. Domestic violence is actually a pattern of abusive behavior where one partner, he actually tries to gain control of other partner through intimidation, through harm, through harassment, and the idea of doing this is to gain the control. And in the process, he actually hurts the partner, or he or she hurts the partner, they harm the person, and like you said, home is a place where there should be trust and mutual respect for each other. But unfortunately, the abuser who hurts or harms the other partner does not give that to the victim. So domestic violence is a behavior of the pattern where it perpetuates, and it's a cycle that never ends there. It goes from generation to generation. And a lot of time people ask us that and tell us that we are home wreckers. and that's not the fact. People who come to us and seek for help, they are actually already have broken homes. And kids who see all that, they either go into behavioral or psychological disorders, and they become the unhealthy adults or individuals in the society and in the community. And as a result, it affects the community at large. So domestic violence is definitely very different than the disagreements or conflicts which everybody encounters in a normal, healthy home setting.
So, very well said, Shasiya ji. We all want to be happy. And that is what our democratic system is meant for, that we realize how to work with each other. And if we look at the family situation, there is a kind of democracy there also, because we are learning from each other and you respect each other's views. But if that respect is not there, and somebody is always being crushed in some way which hurts and leaves that bruises, and as Jasiya ji was mentioning that there is a cycle and it is a never-ending cycle. So if there is a never-ending type of cycle, if there is something like that, then some organization which is not part of the family, why would one have the conviction that by making a phone call to Domestic Harmony Foundation or any other organization of this kind, there would be some help that I, as a woman facing this or a man facing this kind of domestic abuse, would be able to get something out of it. I mean, so Hasina ji, tell us in what way the help is extended, or what are the, if we use the term, techniques that are adopted in order to help someone facing this situation?
Okay. First of all, when a person is reaching out to an organization like Domestic Harmony Foundation, they have reached almost to the end of their rope. Many would have suffered for years and years before they make that phone call. Secondly, when they come to us, some people think that domestic violence is only physical. It can be emotional, psychological, sexual, and financial also. If you deprive your spouse of even having few dollars to that person to hold on to, that is also a form of violence. So, and when they come to us, what we try to do is that first and foremost try to give them some counseling, and to make them aware that they are not alone. That support itself gives them so much comfort. Then the other thing that we try to do is to get them some referrals. We have some professionals who give counseling. We have also an art therapist in our group who tries to work with them to see what their emotional frame is, so we can have an assessment. And also she works with the children also. Sometimes children are involved. And there have been cases in which women have come to us because they were referred by Nassau County Coalition because they were physically battered so badly that they have to leave the home with 2-year-old children. So we try to, first of all, try to assess the situation, give them some calming influence, and then we try to, and if they need financial help, we try to do that little bit. We try to also give them even grocery money we have given for our clients, and then we try to go to the community to see whether we can do some education. That is where we hope that the next generation can be helped, and also the community can come together through outreach and education, by which we want to make them aware that there is a problem, but if they can get to help earlier, maybe we can save more families.
Saving families is very, very important because without that there is no growth. Directly, indirectly, everything is interrelated. So your happiness is related to the economy of the nation also. Now, we all, as I mentioned earlier, want each and every one of us to be happy, healthy and harmonious way of living makes US government declare October as Domestic Violence Awareness Month. And when we are talking about these issues and talking about the way Domestic Harmony Foundation is functioning, Zulfikar ji, as Hasina ji was talking about people approaching, etc. So if I talk to you in Hindi a little bit, तो पहले ऐसा होता था कि घरों में बुजुर्ग ये काम करते थे कि किसी बड़े ने आके बीच बचाव किया, एक को समझा दिया। अब ये जो डोमेस्टिक हार्मनी जैसे या कोई ऑर्गेनाइजेशन है, वो तो बाहर के ऑर्गेनाइजेशन हो गए, और अगर दोनों में से एक ने इस तरह के ऑर्गेनाइजेशन से मदद मांगी तो टूटन एकदम क्लियर हो गई। सो अगर हस्बैंड को पता है कि वाइफ ने अप्रोच किया डोमेस्टिक हार्मनी और कोई ऐसा वॉलंटियर डिक्लेयर्ड वे में कि इस तरह के ऑर्गेनाइजेशन से आ रहे हैं, तो फिर हार्मनी बने, वापस बिल्ट हो पाए ट्रस्ट, इसके चांसेस बनते हैं कि नहीं बनते?
See, normally, you want me to respond? Normally, if somebody comes to us, we don't try to wreck their homes. We try to find out from them, the survivor, what they really want, whether they want to go back or they want to leave the marriage. The decision is absolutely theirs. And most of the time, they come to us when they have made up their mind that they do not want to be in that marriage. They don't want to be in that abusive situation. So then our job is to help them to get on their feet. If they need counseling, we help with that. If they need financial help, whatever limited resources that we have. If they need education, we try and find out whatever they are good at so they can be on their feet taking care of their children. So that is where we help.
This is Wide Angle with Ashok Vyas.
So Jazia ji, as you were mentioning earlier that people refer to this organization as home breaker. So probably many people come to in contact with Domestic Harmony Foundation when they are actually at a stage where there is no return.
Yes, there are no going back for them.
Yeah, so there is no going back. Then you are actually helping an individual, not working with them so that they again go back to a state of harmony.
Like Mrs. Luna just said, that we don't never discourage them from, we always encourage them to make their own decision. We do not dictate anybody to or help them to make their decisions for ourselves. This is a personal decision, but whatever decision they come up with, we support them along the way. With their children, it's not only an individual decision. If you look like you're talking about families at large and communities at large, this actually helps the family at large. And our basic, our main goal is to help those co-survivors. Co-survivors are those children who have seen domestic violence firsthand, and they are the future of this generation. So by getting out of that relationship, if that's the woman's decision, our first and foremost goal is to help that women and children to have a life free of abuse. And that's what we are working on. If an abuser wants to work on himself or herself, that's again a personal decision. We will refer them to Barrett programs, we will refer them, but again this is a personal decision, and unfortunately we have not seen any success on that.
So many times if you have been through such situation where somebody has abused you and taken advantage of your presence, has harassed you emotionally, then it takes a toll on your self-esteem also. So have you come across, Zubeda ji, any women who after having been in contact with Domestic Harmony Foundation kind of could transform themselves from within so that there was a sense of conviction or confidence to move ahead?
Yes, they have, because we have individual counseling, we have group counseling, and we have psychologists, we have psychiatrists. All these are volunteers, but they're there to help them. We have a group support every Sunday, and these women are so happy when they come to this support group every Sunday, and we can see the change. From the time they've approached us and from till now, we can see a drastic change in their behavior. The kids are very happy, and we can see that they are happy.
Hasina ji, quickly, based on your experience of different people, what do you think leads to this sort of abusive behavior on the part of either husband or wife? If there is some general observation that you can share with us.
Yeah, I think it's basically what Jazia had mentioned. It all comes down to control. So like it is not unique to South Asian community or Middle Eastern community. In the United States, 1 out of 4 women are abused each day. according to the statistics, and many women get killed in the United States. So it all comes down to control. So what happens also in South Asian families, what we have realized is that because of our cultural upbringing, women do take it for a long time before they try to seek help. So by that, they're not doing anyone a favor. What happens is that the person who is abusing, mostly it is women who get abused, or even if a lady is abusing the husband, by the time they approach us, the behaviors and patterns are so set, it's very difficult to change someone after 15 years of you behaving in a certain way. So right now we are really trying to concentrate on trying to get to the younger generation to teach them non-violent communication methods, because in every relationship, it doesn't matter whether you are, like financially well off or you have a great position in the world, it doesn't matter. You will have differences with your spouse and children. It is how you learn to deal with that, and we are hoping that to work with agencies to set up from middle school onwards to set up non-violent communication methods. So by the time a young man becomes an adult, when he's starting to date or when he's ready for marriage, or a lady is ready for marriage, she will have the tools to negotiate differences. This is one of the prime thing that Domestic Harmony is going to concentrate, because like you said, we want to save families and to have harmony rather than them coming to us after 15 years of failed marriage, 20 years of abuse, and where we cannot really help them as such. That breaks our heart.
And also, if you may say something about, someone may feel that I speak only Punjabi, or I speak only Gujarati, or only Hindi, and if I call this number, will there be someone to understand my language, if there's some woman like that?
No, we have ladies who speak different languages. We have ladies who speak Afghani, Bengali, Hindi, Gujarati, Punjabi, Irani, Farsi. And so far we've dealt with almost 1,000 cases.
Since its inception.
Since its inception.
And typically at this point of time, like maybe Jessica ji may help us understand more.
Yes, actually, I can answer that question better. Like Sister said, that since our reception, we have served 1,000 families. But in the last year alone, we have actually taken 101 in-person or phone contacts where people have contacted us for help. So that itself shows that there is a huge need. But people are looking for, like, we have those services, like we speak Urdu, Hindi, Punjabi, and Bengali. We have volunteers who can help us with those services, and anybody who comes to us, because mainly what happens is when people, especially, it's very, very difficult for immigrant population. There are a lot of barriers for them. One of those barriers is also a language problem, but other problems are like they don't know their rights here. So when they come to this country, they don't have a support system here. Like you said, it used to be like family elders would sit and resolve the conflicts. But unfortunately, family elders are not here. So they have to resort some outside agencies. And if agencies like Domestic Harmony are not there, then it becomes almost impossible situations for any family member, any women or men, to go out and seek help. It is very difficult for especially the reasons of cultural sensitivity, because anybody who wants to go to a mainstream agency, first of all, the first thought will be like, oh my God, what they will think about me. Oh my God, will I be judged? Because they will think that South Asian communities are the moral communities, or maybe they would say that maybe I'm making up, or maybe they say on the worst of it, maybe they say it happens among them. So these are all the situations that goes into their minds. So when they come to Domestic Harmony, they feel more comfortable, or any other South Asian agency, they will feel more comfortable in going to them and talking about their issues.
So now talking about the issue of funding, because whatever you do, you need money to take care of the responsibilities that needs to be discharged. So in some way, probably there are some programs that government is running wherein they help these kind of organizations, but how community is supporting? Zubeda ji, briefly tell us something about the funding situation.
Okay, our main source of funding is our annual fundraiser that we do every year. Then we have some kind-hearted people in the community who give us private funding. Islamic Center of Long Island has been very helpful to us from the time we started this organization. HAB Bank has been helping us. Mukkupadhyay Foundation has been helping us. We've got some grants from the Long Island Fund for Women and Girls, and we partnered with Women for Afghan Women to do some projects with them. But funding is our biggest problem. We need money to run all these programs.
So I just interrupt her, and if you feel that the work that is being taken care of by Domestic Harmony Foundation is something that deserves your contribution, their website would be displayed again, and you can also reach out to them on the phone number. But also an important thing, to connect with people who are working towards this cause. There's a great opportunity to support and be a part of it. 27th October, walkathon is happening. So I would again request Jessia ji to tell us more about this.
Sure, thank you so much for giving me the opportunity to explain that. Actually, on 27th of October, we are having a walkathon. It's our second annual walk to end domestic violence. So we are asking community members to come and stand firm with us and say no to any kind of violence. The first thing is about recognizing the problem. We recognize, like all other communities, we have this problem. And the second thing would be saying zero tolerance, doing zero tolerance, like saying a message that we will not tolerate domestic violence towards any individual.
So, sorry to interrupt, looking at the time question. Zubaida ji, real quick, if someone is watching this program and they are thinking whether I should go to this walkathon or not, what is something that you can tell them so that they decide
To come to the walk?
Yes.
I think it's absolutely necessary for them to support us and come to the walk and show unity and try and help to bring domestic violence to an end. I need to add one more thing. We are a non-profit organization. We have a 501c status. So if people want to contribute, it will be tax deductible.
Wonderful. So, Hasina ji, one word from you.
Yes, the walkathon is very important. We have National Council of Jewish Women partnering with us, Hofstra University partnering with us, and Family Faith Institute. And also many other smaller groups, Five Towns Indian Association and South Asian Women Alliance. These are some of the groups that are participating with us, and we hope more families, husbands, wife and young adults come and join us to send a powerful message.
So
And
reach out to them with love, and I know the time is running out, but Jessia ji, real quick, what you were adding?
Yes, I would just like to add that we would be having a lot of student bodies from Adelphi, Hofstra, LIU, NYT, student bodies of mainstream universities coming up for this walk. And we would request our community members to please come and show your faces up there to support us. Just you by coming there will be like you saying that even if you cannot do financial help, but you being there will be a great help and a great way of supporting Domestic Harmony Foundation.
So as they said, show your unity, and it is not just the unity of being with them, but it is your unity with each other. So when you come together, you smile and manifest the love that is sustaining your relationship. It in some indirect way might help somebody somewhere. So thanking Zubaida ji, Hasina ji and Jessia ji from Domestic Harmony Foundation to be with us and talk about this particular matter in the month of October, which is also observed as Domestic Violence Awareness Month. This is Ashok Vyas with lots of good wishes for all of you. Namaste.
This is Wide Angle with Ashok Vyas.